What's good, YouTube? James with a Z here. Today I'm coming at you with a yap sort of rant ass type of video. We're going over GTA 6 and the slop they're trying to feed us, Rockstar Games. Boo! Boo you, Rockstar! And Sony, really, honestly. If anyone is purchasing GTA 6, I'm gonna be honest, bro. You are an actual NPC. You are a lobotomite. First off, GTA, don't get me wrong, they have some like cool aspects to it, but I know a reason that the game is very 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 popular. It's super simple to grasp. There's not much complexity behind it. I mean, you run around, you do like real life things. Like maybe not everyone's running around shooting, killing people and committing grand theft, but overall it's way more realistic than a game like Devil May Cry or um any sort of like fantasy action RPG game, because there's not nearly as much stuff that goes into it. You're not leveling up a character, you're not creating a build, you're not getting super invested into the world or the lore. It's something that's super easy to pick up, play casually, and just not really think much of it, kind of go mindless. I mean, it's the same thing with like the sports ball games and everything like that. I mean, a lot of people love them, love to watch the sport. They played them. I mean, me personally, I played sports growing up. I was pretty athletic. I played basketball and baseball. Tried out football, wasn't very good. I figured that out, but yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, there's no issue with enjoying the sport. I feel like there are levels to it, and when you are like making it your whole personality, and you're going to like every game and like memorizing the rosters for teams and everything like that. First off, that's a sign of autism. Being hyperfixated in your little niche. I mean, maybe it's not niche and it's mainstream and mostly everyone does it, but still a little bit of autism right there if you're like one of the super fans. But so my point being, though, after ranting and yapping about that, is it's just super simple and easy to digest and understand. It's kind of like the comparison I make between Resident Evil and Devil May Cry. If you've played those games at all, you know that they basically were made from Devil May Cry was made from Resident Evil. They were trying to come up with a new idea for Resident Evil 4 after they did 1, 2, and 3. And the creator wanted to make it more action packed and stuff like that. And all in all, he was told to go make his own game, which ended up being Devil May Cry. And then they kept Resident Evil being Resident Evil. But Resident Evil, compared to Devil May Cry, is a way more grounded, it's way more realistic, and it's just a lot easier to understand and digest. Whereas Devil May Cry is the complete opposite. And if you look at the fandoms, the sales numbers, the units sold, it's night and day compared between the two. I mean, Devil May Cry has done really well, but Resident Evil makes Devil May Cry look like it's bitch. For that reason being, at least in my opinion, maybe the marketing was a little bit better and it has been out for a little bit longer, but it's just a lot more grounded and a lot easier to understand. Where that's GTA's biggest thing going for it. I know that a lot of people loved 5 and San Andreas and 3. Well, I don't know about 3 and Vice City. I didn't say Vice City, but yeah, Vice City. Um, I know a lot of people grew up with those games. Me personally, I actually did play a little bit of San Andreas growing up. I had an older brother, and he was about 4.5, 5 years older than me. I'm currently 24 right now, if you didn't know. But yeah, so he kind of put me on that. And don't get me wrong, like I enjoyed the game, but it's just there's so much more out there to be played. And if that's like the only thing you're doing still is playing GTA, man, you either gotta stop playing games or you gotta figure out some sort of other genre to jump into. I mean, there are games that there's racing games, there's sim games, there's just a lot of different stuff out there. You get my point. But a huge reason why I think that it's flop and that you should not buy it at all is because, one, the price, which everyone's talking about right now, and then two, what they're deciding to do with said product. So one, the price. is $80 for the standard edition, 100 for the special edition. So you're like, oh, okay, that's not too bad. Which, first of all, I think is really bad. Nintendo really set a baseline when they started offering their games for 80 and 90 respectively. I actually disrespectfully. I didn't fuck with that. Ever since Nintendo's really been becoming more and more scummy and ramping up their bad bad business tactics, I haven't bought any more Nintendo products. Last thing I bought was a Switch. I'm not getting the Switch 2. Haven't obviously bought any games for it because I don't have the console. Overall, just fed up with Nintendo and done with it. Even though I grew up as a Nintendo fanboy, but so GTA saw that and they're like, we could probably get away with that too. So they go ahead and say there will be no physical copy of GTA 6. If you go in stores to buy it, you're just going to get a box with a code that allows you to download it offline or online, which a lot of people are saying like, oh man, that's so good or that's so cool because it's super convenient. Like you could just pre-order it, in the store and it'll download while you're at work and blah, blah, blah. You don't have to go to the store and just weird behavior because one, like, why are you so scared just to go to like a GameStop or a Best Buy or wherever you're going to buy your games? Why are you so scared to go and buy a game? I mean, it's not like it's 1998 where it's a frowned upon hobby that you're seen as like a weird dude for doing. It's mainstream, it's mainline now. Everyone basically plays a game, whether it's on their phone, console, or whatever the case may be. Everyone's doing some, or they're just scrolling on their phone, watching reels. But yeah, no, essentially they are boasting the movement that these bigger, higher up companies are moving towards, and it is that you will own nothing and be happy, which anytime I hear that statement, it just makes my blood boil, man. I mean, like, what is the society going to where you can have bought a game, or no, let's make an example. You buy a couple movies on Sony. You know where this is going if you've been in recent times. You've been listening to stuff going on. Kind of, I don't even know what I'm saying, but you buy the movies and you watch them. They're cool, but let's say you want to have them there just so you can rewatch them or show your friends or whatever the case may be. You come back and you sign back on to find out that those movies that you bought plus like another around like 500 movies were actually taken off of the PlayStation Store. The licenses were not renewed, so PlayStation was like, yeah, we don't want to keep spending money for these, so we're going to get rid of them. We're going to axe them. Even though you bought that movie and you had it in your library, since Sony did that, you have no way to access that movie again. Let that sink in. Not the sink that's knocking on the door. Just let that concept sink into your brain a little bit. They really want us to own nothing and be happy. They can just take away our rights to anything whatsoever because, oh, well, you downloaded a digital copy. You didn't have, a physical copy. You didn't actually have it in your possession. You didn't own it or whatever they want to try and say, which is actually just that should be illegal. I mean that's a scam one, but two, that should genuinely be illegal. Like they should be held to some sort of liability for doing that or some sort of standard because people paid with that with their hard-earned money and they get no sort of compensation or anything along those lines, which is literally just a scam. There's no other way to wrap your brain around that. I hope that people that did encounter that or are encountering that right now, going through that, maybe can hopefully try to sue, but you're going up against Sony of all people. You're probably not going to have the funds nor the team to be able to compete with a oligarchy like that. But so yeah, Sony basically can just take away your stuff that you bought and you can't do anything about it. And that's what GTA is wanting to do, probably with GTA 6. Well, one, you technically won't own it because you're just buying the license for it online and just downloading it to your system. So if anything ever happens with GTA 6 and they just remove it from the store or they remove it from their platform, hey, Sorry, tough luck. That $80 just vanished essentially. You could have given it to a course seller that is pumping out, pushing out dick pills, and you probably would have had a better return on your money of investment ROI. Yeah, return on investment than you would with Sony. I mean, even though that video games, you can get hundreds of thousands of hours just out of one game. Doesn't matter. It's not yours. You never actually owned it. And that's what they're really pushing towards nowadays. A lot of different companies, a lot of higher up corporations, just because they want as much money as they can get, which is very, very, very ill practiced and very scummy. But at the end of the day, they don't have to see us or interact with us or even perceive us, so they could care less. They're padding their own pockets, making their bread, their dough even fatter, so that they can do it. I just kind of wonder, like, what are you going to do with all this money? It's not like you're going to take it to the grave with you, brother. This is only the first step. This is only the physical process, the physical step of existence. But I'm not going to go too much off of a tangent right there. I feel really passionate about it, and honestly, it just man, if you have two working brain cells, you can see the issue there. But yeah, so that's what GTA 6, or well, GTA 6, that's what Rockstar is moving towards. We're starting to see their true colors, and a lot of different corporations' true colors. Nintendo's been being scummy with their anti-piracy issues and everything like that. Sony's starting to do this stuff too now. Oh yeah, they also apparently, if you are not active on your account for 3 years, let's say you go through some financial situation where you have to sell your console, or maybe you become a father and you have to uptake a lot more responsibilities and you just can't be playing the game anymore, and you happen to not be able to log on for a consecutive span of around 3 to 4 years or however long, whatever. They said that it doesn't matter what you've bought or how much you've bought or anything along those lines, if you're not active within at least 3 years, they will deactivate your account. So everything that you bought and purchased is just gone. You can never get that account back. You can never get the items that you got back. If you wanted to get all those games again, well, tough luck. You're going to have to pay for PS Plus, the online service. You have to create a new account, and then you're going to have to buy all those games again. Tough luck, essentially. Big FU bird straight into our faces from Sony. And it's just really astonishing to hear about and see, because I grew up with my grandparents, and one of the things that they always talk to me about is like how high of a trust society we used to live in, and how times have really completely changed. And I mean, a lot of people could kind of feel that, but just hearing that as confirmation from some sweet old people that lived through the greatest time probably to ever exist, see it too. But yeah, no, if we want to stop all of this, we're going to have to vote with our wallets. The NPCs that are mindlessly pre-ordering already and justifying GTA 6 and like crashing out on anyone that says anything negatively about it, bro, they actually need to go and have an ice pick shoved up inside their brain. They need to have a lobotomy, because low-key, it might actually help them out. See, he was just ahead of his time. I don't remember the guy's name, but the guy that came up with it, he was just ahead of his time, because he should have been using this practice on these kids nowadays. Because you legit have to be a mindless zombie to support this and to go along with this. Because you are, not you, but they are, whether they want to acknowledge it or not, or even if they know about it, they are actively helping us move towards this worse and worse society. If they just keep buying, giving up their money, you're just telling them that what they're doing is okay and that they can keep going further and further and further until one of them actually loses a lot of money. We're not going to ever see any change. I mean, there's not really much we can do, because everyone's so divided now and distracted with personal things, bread circuses, and everything like that. We're never ever probably going to assimilate into anything that can be seen as a revolution or like trying to get a change. Like protests still happen, but not on the scale of which we would need to. And then again, it's what are you gonna do? Protest one random corporation? No, you just stop buying their product. You stop interacting with their stuff, and they'll get the picture. Whether it's sooner rather than later, who's to say? But overall, we as a collective have to do better. It's not looking good, and I'm worried about the future. Because apparently GTA 6 has already sold around like 40 million pre-orders or something like that. And that is like the total amount of sales Elden Ring has got in its whole time of existing, of being able to be purchased. And if you know anything about Elden Ring, it's one of my favorite games. Just the Souls-like is one of my favorite genre of games. Absolutely love them. Grew up on Zelda, moved on to the pipeline of Souls-like. But the monumental impact that Elden Ring had, I mean, like, basically everyone was playing Elden Ring at one point. Even normies, like Randy Orton and Elon Musk and, like, other celebrities were getting in on it, too. And it's seen as one of the greatest games ever created. Probably the best game of the decade. And it has less sales than the GTA 6 pre-orders. So we honestly might be a little fucked. No lube, straight up the ass. Big 6'3" black guy, got an 8-inch cock. Man, we're just gonna have to take it, I guess. But that's my rant for today. If you enjoyed it, I hope you did. Something like that. Call to action stuff. But yeah, peace out. You have a chill one.